the Jacksonville Indians tonight, playing at the Tomato Bowl against the Whitehouse Wildcats. That's a big ball game, a big district ball game there. Garrett Sanders standing by live in Jacksonville with more. Garrett, take it away.
Big ball game doesn't describe what this one was, Danny. This was an East Texas classic. It was great out here. Let's go to the highlights, show what went down out here at the Tomato Bowl. The J was on fire, and so were the Indians early on. Stacey Cummings is going to take the handoff and, like a man, runs over defenders and puts Jayville up 7-0. A very strong start for the Fighting Indians, but Whitehouse would respond. And who else but Dylan Cantrell catches the ball across the middle and finds the end zone. Just a special player. So tie game, right? Wrong. Darryl Menifee comes off the edge and blocks the PAT. And the ball finds the playmaker's hands, D.D. Franklin. He's tackled, he fumbles, and then it's just a fight for it. And pretty much that play right there symbolizes what this game was. Let's take a look at the final. In overtime, Whitehouse is able to survive and stay unbeaten, 42-35. But the Indians out here gave them all they could handle. And Danny, just go through a little about this game. The way this game started, you saw the game started out here. Jacksonville scores first, 7. Whitehouse scores 6. But after that, in the second quarter, it looked like it might get away from Jacksonville, because Whitehouse put it on. They ended up taking a 20-7 lead, part of that being a pick 6 that Carter McCown threw to Isaiah Burton. I'll say his name a little bit later. But the Indians kept coming back, and at the end of the first half, it was 28-27. So to start the third quarter, it was a defensive battle right there. It looked like Jacksonville really couldn't get anything going on offense, so they were surviving on their defense. But then Whitehouse came alive, and they had, whenever you come into a game like this, where you have a favorite team, and that's what Whitehouse was out here, they hit that spark there in the middle of the third quarter. They got a touchdown, and they went for 2, made it 35-28. At that point, you kind of thought, maybe this game's over. Maybe Whitehouse has found their footing. They can beat Jacksonville. Jacksonville wouldn't stop, and they kept going. And then near the end, in the fourth quarter, you just got to get the ball to your playmakers. The playmakers for Whitehouse is Dylan Cantrell. For Jacksonville, it is D.D. Franklin. I talked to Jacksonville's coach before the game, and what he said about this, that the team is finally healthy, and guys are in the spots they're meant to be. Franklin's been playing quarterback for a while out here in Jacksonville. He's done a good job, but he is a wideout and a playmaker on the outside by nature, and he made that happen tonight. To tie the game up, it was 3rd and 10 at their own 25. McCown's able to dump it off to Franklin, and he takes it to the house to tie it up. So at that point, 35-35. It kept going back and forth. At one point, Cantrell for Whitehouse caught a touchdown pass right behind me and set up a field goal attempt. With 2 seconds left, Whitehouse missed it. So on the first possession of overtime for Jacksonville, they were trying to move the ball and throw it. They actually missed a field goal and went wide left. And so that gave Whitehouse a chance. And on the second play for the second possession for Whitehouse, Cantrell found Isaiah Burton, who got that pick 6 early in the game at the back of the end zone. That's what sealed it for Whitehouse. But just a great game out here tonight. You know, Jacksonville seemed like they were going to be outmatched tonight, and they gave the Wildcats everything they could handle. It was a great ball game out here. Really enjoyed it out here, Danny.
And how about Randy McFarland? His contract has not been renewed. He's looking at what looks like is going to be his final season in Whitehouse, and all he's done is won every game so far this season. Whitehouse off to probably their best start ever. The Whitehouse Wildcats, 7 games, 7 wins. How special is this for the house?
Yeah, this sets up a great season. You know, I talked to Coach McFarland beforehand, and we kind of mentioned the JT game. That's kind of been in everybody's thought process right now. They still got NAC, they still got Corsicana, but he did tell me that that's the game that they're looking for. That they don't want to look ahead to it, but he told me they're going to have to take care of business if they want to make that game matter. You saw what JT did against Lindale today, so they're no pushover. You know that's a big game at the end of the year, but Whitehouse is going to have to keep pushing because they're not a secret anymore. Coming into the season, no one really knew how good Whitehouse was. They would be solid, but didn't know they would be this good. Now they're going to get everybody's best shot. I know NAC's been struggling a little bit. I guarantee you they're going to push Whitehouse as much as possible. Same with Corsicana. But if they're able to pull those out, that'll be a great one there at the end against John Tyler. So it's been a great run for Coach McFarland. He's done a great job. You know, what's going to get lost in this is the defense. Because, and I kind of missed it in the fourth quarter, McCown and the Indians kept driving there at the end, going into Whitehouse territory. They were able to pick the ball off 3 different times to stop drives. Could have been a completely different ball game because of that. So just great overall. Coach McFarland has really got these guys buying into his system on both sides of the football. The offense is always going to be the lead story, but the defense really kept the ball game in the second half. Give them a chance to win tonight. Great game out here.
Garrett, thank you very much for that. And you bring up a good point as I let you go. Defense is really a difference for Whitehouse this season because in the past, Whitehouse would score 50 and give up 60. Much different story right now for the Cats. The guys in maroon really having a season to remember. And we're having an overtime to remember. Coming up, Lee and the Bullard games